The results of the Alberta Royalty Review panel are in all, the panel's findings were very anticlimactic, really. With the oil industry in such poor shape these days, how can you expect to get blood from a stone anyways? Now, the results were anticlimactic, but the press conference was exciting. The Rebel was asked to leave. Rebel contributor Holly Nicholas was in the Royalty Review media lockup since 9 a.m. She had checked in as media. She showed her ID and her press pass and was allowed in. But things changed when I showed up for the 11 a.m. press conference around 10:30. I was told I would be able to go in at 11 because the reporters inside, Holly included, were under a press embargo until then. Then moments later, Holly was asked to leave. "Oh, you're with the Rebel? Oh, you have to leave," they said. Now, being polite Canadians, we did. But not to be deterred, I went up to where the government was now holding the stakeholders involved in the Royalty Review. I wanted to know who exactly these stakeholders were, and I was hoping one of them might even want to talk to me. Now, I was curious who the NDP considered to be stakeholders. For me, stakeholders in an oil and gas review are oil companies, landowners associations, and municipalities. But I guess I'll never know. I went up to the lady watching the door and I identified myself as media. She scurried off to whisper my presence to the other people around. And seconds later, a woman stormed up to me. She told me I had to leave. She said her name was Marcella Monroe, and she told me that I wasn't accredited media and I wasn't going to talk to her stakeholders. And I had to wait in the lobby downstairs. At least now I know Marcella Monroe must have read my book. Now, I complied, and I regret complying. That's not like me, but I was just so taken off guard by all this. This is a free country, and I don't need the government's permission to be a reporter. Just think about that. The government, in the form of Marcella Monroe, an anti-pipeline activist from Vancouver who now runs stakeholder relations for the McDougall Centre, asked me, an Alberta reporter, to leave. For what? For the crime of wrongthink? What is this, Venezuela? Did the socialist fairy godmother finally grant NDP MLA Rod Loyola his wish?
Compañero Presidente Hugo Chavez.
Now, Holly was there all morning without incident. She's a geologist and a contributor with the Rebel. What changed? Well, the NDP figured out who we were, and they weren't about to have any critical thinkers in that room. Now, what would the mainstream media have said if Huffington Post or Vice had been kicked out of a Harper event? Could you imagine the mainstream media freak out? And you know what? I probably would have joined in with them. For the NDP, accredited media doesn't mean real media or even good media. It means friendly media.
This might be a question asked by people within your own party.
And I am no friend to Rachel Notley or the NDP, and so I had to wait in the lobby. I am a professional. I work for a professional news network. We are busier than many of our competition. The Rebel is legitimate. Now, Holly and I weren't disruptive. We weren't anything except dangerously conservative, and that was too much for the NDP. Holly Nicholas and I apparently couldn't be near the NDP with our dangerous conservative thoughts. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.